Do 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 do. Right to left. Right, let's get this mic set up because I hate this mic. We're just gonna have a quick look around here. We're just gonna warm up the stream and just give it a few seconds before we go into the talky talk of today's episode. I hope you guys can hear me. Like, I hope the sound level's good. Like, the audio is probably the worst thing I'm at like right now. That's a big thing we're going to talk about today. Big thing going on there. And I really need to like come in with something at the beginning just while we're like waiting and just maybe do this. I only just got this the other day, so don't judge too hard. Got to find out how to play mini guitar. Yeah, I'm going to stop that because people's eardrums. But yeah, that is one thing I definitely need to learn in the future, like some kind of musical instrument, because it keeps your brain active for longer, just learning new skills and musical instruments in general. But let's get into this. I think it's time. We're gonna have about an hour and a half, maybe an hour of general talky chit chat and just average playing. Obviously, it has been over a year now. Since I posted my first video. So my first video for this channel came out on the 19th of June 2020, and yeah, since then, we've grown to 156 people at the moment, which is wonderful. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you all. You're all beautiful, wonderful people. And obviously, there's like, if you go through it, there's like, I can't hide it. There's like a massive time where we like didn't post for ages, and that was for technical reasons. And when I say technical reasons, it's like a big, big thing. But you also came here to see Cities Skylines as well, and now, just to prove that going forward I am learning new skills, I've learned how to do this, which, hold on, I don't have one of those fancy keyboard hotkey pads yet, which is like my next thing. But here we go. So there's City Skylines. And boom! That's me, all zoomed in. So we've got that down to a T now. So we've got that and me going on the screen. Actually, let's make me a bit smaller. I don't need to be that big. There we go. So now I can talk to you and play City Skylines at the same time, because I think this is looking much better now. Still yet to learn how to do like the whole ring round the outside and all that stuff and overlays and stuff like that, but this is just generally a learning process, and it has been a tremendous learning curve. Like, when I first bought a piece, so I decided during the pandemic, obviously my industry shut down, and I thought, I'm going to treat this like a mini retirement. And instead of getting like a set of golf clubs like some people, or like some fishing gear or stuff like that, stuff that I'm not into, I was like, I'm really into my gaming. And obviously I saw some other people playing like games like this, and I thought, hey, I want in. I want to put my own flair, have my own little niche little market for this side of things. And we should really be doing something instead of just me trying to make you travel sick right here. And so I did the noob thing of going to, I think it's PC Specialist. Like, I did that stupidly. I went there And they had a long lead time on computers because I think everyone and their wife wanted a computer. So it was a long lead time in the first place, which is fine. You know, understandable. It's a pandemic. But then got it, and it just kept messing up. It was obviously a horrible. It wasn't a very good like system, or something's definitely wrong with it, and so I had to send it back in the end. But like the problem with PC specialists is that their helpline is a premium phone line. So as you're phoning them, they're actually making money off off your complaint, which is kind of anyway. Not here to like bicker about their awful service. So it turns out it wasn't really their fault. The machine had like some kind of hardware failure, which is fair enough in point to them, but I was just devastated by having like, you know, having this dream, right, it was just sat right in front of you and then it was swiftly taken away. I'll tell you what we do. I'll tell you what we do on this live stream. Actually, we are going to build a city park because that'll give us a nice, easily controlled area to do. So I'm going to build this city park while talking about it. That way I don't have to concentrate too much. So let's get into this. Because, you know, I got some friends who have like, I think they've spent like £4,000-5,000 on golf clubs, and they don't use them. They're just in a cupboard. It's crazy. Or, you know, they got a fish tank and all the fish are dead. It's just so weird. And, you know, like other things as well, like other weird things they just seem to pick up, like, oh, this guy was really into photography and then just didn't get into it. And I was like, yeah, so yeah, everyone's got their weird habit, or not a weird habit, but their hobby, and you've got to have a hobby in this life. Because if you don't have a hobby, that's just, well, that's kind of sad, really. You need something to get away from modern day life, because you know you just need that like escape. And, you know, some people it is golf and fishing, and that's fair enough. But like for me and my generation, that's looking a bit rude, actually. Let's tone that down. And it's like gaming was like the choice thing to do. I remember the days of the N64 and PS1, like battles going on. That's probably dating myself there for my younger viewers. I should really retitle this chat and play to Badger Rambles about the 90s and noughties of gaming. And if you're watching this playback or watching it on live, write in the comments if you're a PlayStation man or like a N64 person. Be really interesting to see. And where was I? So yeah, I thought I was going to treat it like a mini retirement. Like if I did retire tomorrow, what would I do? And I would set up a gaming channel, like the people I admire. And yeah, so I decided to basically do that, and I got that awful PC, and then I went to. The thing is, it was all done on credit, so I couldn't just go get another PC because, well, all my money was with the PC specialist people, so it was all tied up there. So oh, come on. We'll use the move it mod. Hold on. We'll cheat this. So I had to wait for them, and this is why there's such a big lead time between like the videos. So I think I tapped out all of my credit just for this channel because while I was in the process of getting a refund, I also then went to my local PC specialist, like actual like little local shop, who are brilliant, and I will leave a link down below for any people who live in the Surrey area, because they are amazing, and literally they have built me the best machine. But yeah, I just got. Oh, why is it being weird? Is it because I'm using Move It mod? But yeah, I didn't know anything about actually setting up a channel. I kind of went arrogantly, wholeheartedly into the whole thing, which is not a good maneuver. I do not recommend it at all. Because I was going off friends' informations and everything like that, and you know, you depending on who you are, you kind of value. Some people value like audio over, you know, visuals and. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to use something else. And I didn't prioritize either or. I just, you know, at the time you're on a budget, so I just thought the best, if you're going to do this, do it right and get the best equipment. And the best equipment I thought was like mainly spending your money on the actual PC, because that kind of makes sense, because that's where the whole, yeah, that's where like the blood and guts are. Like if you don't have that, if you don't have a good PC, it's going to be all jittery and fuzzy, and no one's going to want to watch that, even if you've got like the best thing. And you know, obviously spending all that money on one bit of hardware, you've got like no money to spend elsewhere, or you've got little money to spend elsewhere. And plus, this is a time of a pandemic, so like, just to go back to describing how it was then, it was absolutely madness. I mean, it was absolutely madness at that time of year, because you know, everyone had stocked up on bog roll and they'd done all that stuff, and they've got all their food and stuff. But now it was like, how do we entertain ourselves for that long? And everyone is like mass migrating to the home office. So of course you try and buy a desk on Amazon, and you're now looking, instead of like £100-something, you're now looking at like £200-300 for a desk, and it's one of those like flimsy ones. There's like really horridly flimsy ones that you kind of see. So I think the most unique thing about my setup here is the actual desk itself, because this desk is made from 2x4 studs and a door, like a literal door. I'm not even kidding you. It's this desk. I walked out of home base with this. 35 quid for the whole desk, plus screws and time and labour. But it's here, and I have this massive, like, well, obviously, I think it's about 2.5. How wide is the door? Like 2.5 foot by over 6 foot desk. It's brilliant, and it's solid because it's built like a door and built on a door. But yeah, so that's why. Going back to the history of this channel, that's why there's such a major delay between like the videos. So if you look, it's like June, and then we go into August, September, and that's when really things start to kick off. And also, you know, you're going into a new adventure and you don't want to spend too much money, because it might just go all flat on your face, or you might not even like it. Like, you could start a hobby like this. Like, I could be that guy with the golf clubs. Like, I've just spent all this money and suddenly I don't like it. Like, that would be absolutely ironic. Come on, Move It mod, save me here. So, and obviously you're going off friends' recommendations as well, and this is where this comes in. So I've got a blue Yeti Nano. Sorry for the sound there. And it's an all right mic, but obviously I just went. My friend was like, "Oh yeah, this is an awesome one I use," but he doesn't use it for like streaming or recording or stuff. He just uses it for playing games or just chatting with friends. So obviously you need like it's a good starter mic. Don't get me wrong, it works. It does its thing, but because it's a see you learn these things. So I learned. Oh, so I learned recently there's a difference between dynamic sound and a compressor sound, I want to say. And that this is a compressor one, so it takes. This is more for like podcasting, and if I was going to tell you about, conspiracy theories or like some kind of like show or explain more about my life, this would be the one that you would want. And obviously, I'm in a not ideal recording room because I don't know, it's kind of small in this office and there's lots of things for sounds to bounce off. But yeah, the guy sorted me out with a great PC. I've got two cheap monitors either side of me, like £150 ones, and then I've got a really really nice one in front of me, like that. I haven't gone so far as to like be able to like flash things in front, but I've got two 27 normal curved Samsung things. This is not an affiliated thing. This is just me explaining my setup, and then I've got a Samsung 32-inch lovely HD thing in front. So I got all the visuals and down. But yeah, this audio, man, there's the audio thing, and when you're a one-man band, you have to learn this all by yourself. So you're picking up like all the mistakes, which is why the feedback is like so important. And you have to thank so many people just to be like just for them being honest, because you can't go to your friends. Half your friends have not watched it, and half your friends will just say yes, yes, yes. Oh, it's brilliant. Where you get like one or two who are like really honest and brutally honest, and that's good. Love those kind of friends, because that really like helps with your thing, with your channel growing, because you can actually like see like, oh yeah, it is a kind of it's already popular. Nothing in here, and I'm not sure if this when does a ramble turn into a rant? That's what I'm kind of wondering at the moment. Like, at what stage does it become a rant? Because I haven't gone in with any keynotes here or anything. We're going to try and make this fairly-ish square. Oh. So yeah, the audio kind of sucked as well for a little bit, I will admit that. But it's a learning curve with these things. Like, you're not going to be just great out the bat normally. Like, it'll be very rare to find someone who actually did that. Like, super rare. And good on you. If you're one of those people, absolutely, well done to you, sir, or madame. But yeah, it's been a wild ride of a year, and what we're going to be doing, and the main reason I'm talking about the audio so much, is that I've actually ordered a much, much better mic, because you don't want to over-invest in something unless you're sure you want to invest in it. And with the thanks and support of everyone who's like subscribed to this, which thank all of you for doing so. Ah, man, come on. See, that side doesn't look too bad, but this side just looks horrid. Hold on. And yeah, so obviously you don't want to be the guy with the golf clubs, as I keep referring to this guy. He is nameless, by the way. Just so I have bought. No, it wasn't in the Amazon Prime sale, but I bought the new Shure something mic. Shure MV7, I think it is. Mic to go with all this. So I should have better sound quality in a couple of days when it arrives. Now I'm going to leave a bit of room here. And maybe have a bit of a free line path coming around to join up with this. And so yeah, so finally we're like getting on board with the whole visual concept of this. We've got a great PC now, and we're gonna have probably like the best plug and play audio, because like it's a crazy amount of things you suddenly need to like learn to know about this. Like the microphone that Josh Rogan uses, it's like £300, and you could buy that, and you could be like, oh yeah, I've got like a top of the line microphone now, like yay, get in, I can be with the big boys. But no, it's because it's got a different cable. You can't just plug it into your PC. You need to attach it to this, that, and the other. So, oh no, that looks awful. I'm going to use a Desire line. I think a Desire line would be good there. Like the people who can't be bothered to join the path normally. And also maybe move that over a little bit, just so it looks much better. Oh no. There we go. Yeah, so you need to like have like cables for it, you need this like iCloud thing for it, you need all this gubbins for it, and by the time you're done it's like £700-800. Yeah, you got top audio, but that's a lot of money to spend, and I've been good. I've been trying to save up my money, and you know, this is still a hobby, so at the end of the day, so I can't really justify spending, you know, silly amounts on audio equipment, because it would just be like, no, that doesn't add up at all. And you shouldn't spend stupid amounts on, like, I mean, you should if you really enjoy it, but like, you've got to save up for it. Like, I mean, I don't know. Am I sounding crazy right now, like a crazy man rambling? Like, can someone like comment, like, if you go into a hobby, you don't just spend thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds like straight away, because that would be crazy, right? You would get the starter set, the beginner set, like one of these, and then work your way up from there. Because it has been a great year, to be honest. Like the other half of the year going through Achievementville, that was really fun. Even though it's like the least watched of all the series, that was really fun to do, and just trying to unlock all of them. So that's when I decided, like, I'm gonna give this park a bit of texture actually. Oh, can I not? That's when I decided, like, yeah, this is actually worth investing in and spending my time doing. That looks much better. We shall keep that one. There we go, Desire line coming through. And yet we're going to make this Desire line a bit more curvy. A Desire line is an actual terminology. It's where people can't be bothered to walk around, so they just make their own little path. So they just go off that way. So yeah, so that's why I decided to get the Shure MV7, because Well, it is really expensive. For like it was like £200. It's just like that's £200 all in. Like that's you're done. I mean, you need a stand, but that's it. You just plug in, play just like the Blue and the Yeti, and you kind of had that like mid-range thing now. So we've basically got everything that'd be going well. And like being a one-man band, yes, there's a lot of information out there, but it's kind of hard when you're a one-man band to like know everything like straight off the bat. Like you've got to make the mistakes in the beginning and basically go from there. Because there'll be loads of things that you don't know. Like before, I thought when I thought about doing this, I thought it was just, oh yeah, turn up, plug play, press play, done, winner. But no, there's like a ton more things to know. And that's the worst thing. The worst thing I found over the year is where you do a really good episode, like a really, really, really good episode, and then suddenly the audio's off, or this is off, or you forgot to press record. Like that is like the worst thing. And you're just like, oh, because there's been a few of those where I've had to go back and redo the whole audio from like beginning to start. There we go. So this is going to be the start of our little park. I think we've put everything in that we can. Let's just have a look at the park area info. Oh yes, we did the we need to upgrade the campsite. Maybe we could do that as well while we're waiting for this. Let's have a look. Entertainment level, yep, cool. Put the price up to 11. Yeah, 12. Income, expenses, yes, that's a very good ratio. Awesome. So let's go over to our other campsite and let's have a look. Yeah. Or should we save that for another video? Okay, who are these people getting sick? Right, let's change you. Change all of you. Anyone within an earshot. I'm trying to figure out where I was on my little ramble. Like if you're someone's gonna like redub over this would be like the ramblings of a madman. And that'll be it. But no, getting started with all this. So the computer set up the OBS. So I'm running off OBS, learning about that, putting in this little copyright badger symbol in here. That was a new learning curve. And you have to keep challenging yourselves to learn new skills in life. Otherwise, you just kind of go dormant. If that... Yeah, if you never branched out, or if you never tried... Like, imagine being that guy. Like, I thought... Imagine being that guy who, like, never tried. And was just like, oh yeah, and then suddenly like you get like the bad news, the big bad news, and you're like, oh, I wish I did this, and I wish I did that. I'm kind of like, yeah, I'll give that a go. If I fail, I'll just, I'll fail forwards. I'll do it a little bit better. So the audio was off. So next time, what I'm going to do is this. And, I'm going to save up my pennies. I'm going to get a better audio system. And I'm going to learn how to put this little frame, this thing. Here, I'm going to learn how to do this. This has taken me a couple of weeks to do. I'm quite proud of this as an old man. Keeping up, you youngsters! And I should have said whippersnappers. That would have been better. What kind of trees are these? That's what I need. I need to find the copy. the copy thing. I think we can add non-park elements into a park, can't we? No, because they need to go on the side of the road, so probably not. Why is it not on 3-speed? There we go. Boom. Oh. Oh yeah, this is going to be a problem for a park that has no water. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. See if not all's lost. Might just have to put 2 of them down if we fail. Oh no, just the one. The one is fine. So we just need 2,500 guests. So let's keep going for that. Let's while we wait, let's try and cover in this area with a nice group of props. You know, like, I do need to branch out games-wise. I really do. Like, I love Cities Skylines, but, like, it's a great game. I mean, it's a game I could spend all night playing. Like, it's up there with, like, Jurassic Park. Like, I, I must confess, the other night I did, don't tell anyone this, I did play Jurassic Park to, like, 4:30 in the morning. It's kind of naughty, because I was, yeah, I was meant to be on the, seeing the missus for a date. But yeah, I made it to the date, guys, so don't be too mad at me. But it's definitely up there with one of those, like, gratifyingly awesome ways just to spend an evening. And it's just kind of relaxing, just the way that you can, like, make your own little metropolitan like this. So, what would I recommend for someone starting out again? I would probably say don't cheap out on audio. Absolutely do not cheap out on audio. That's like a big component to one of these videos. Like, what I realize is when I watch some of the people that I watch, it's because of the audio and the way their voice sounds. And if it's bad, you're going to be clicking off. Like, completely clicking off. So, definitely get a good mic. I'll tell you what the Shure MV7 is like when I get it. Should be wonderful. Should be just a nice, easy click and play microphone. Wow, we are raking it. We're making tons of money since our last video. Putting in this over here. But yeah, just I would say definitely a good PC. Something with an i9 core processor. I mean, they're probably on i10 now, probably. Don't know, I'm not up to date with the latest PC stuff. I wonder what happens if you put in like a high density commercial area here. Just for funsies, what happens if we put in a load of those there? Well, what does that look like? I mean, we can always take them down. It is just a live stream. We don't need to record anything here. Yeah, so don't cheap out on the old audio. I would say this is a Brio, which is also stupidly I bought a Brio over a mic. So if I combined the two, I'd probably wipe out the Brio and go for the upgraded mic. Definitely recommend a big screen like this, like a big 32-inch for playing on, because that way you've got your whole, you can see things much better like here, like if I was working on like one of these to the side, if I was working on one of these things to the side, like the 27 inches over here, it would be kind of a little bit more difficult. But these are good for like for your OBS on this screen over here. I wish I had like a secondary camera set up so I don't have to make all these weird movements. And I've got YouTube over here where I can see there is currently only one person watching, which kind of relaxes me because there's no pressure because I'm not talking to a crowd. And yeah, so definitely don't skimp out on the monitor at all. And think about the FPS rate. Like if you're playing like a first person shooter, you gotta think of the FPS rate. Like, gotta think of that. And yeah, oh, and a silent mouse. This is not product placement or anything, but I got a Logitech silent mouse. Like, we're gonna kill the game noise. And can you hear me clicking? No, because it's like a silent mouse, and that was like one thing that really annoyed me during my like editing of videos, is that every time you go through the video and it'll be like click 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 click, and I just said to myself like, this is really annoying to listen to while editing, so it's going to be really annoying to listen to if you're watching it. That is a lot of income right there. I think it's because we've got a lot of residents in the area. Parks always do better with lots more residents in the area. I mean, that's probably comment of the year, but oh, giant chess. Love chess. And so yeah, definitely keep going on about the audio, the audio, the audio. I'm going to sound like a broken record. What else? What else? I mean, it all depends on your like style, really. I mean, if you're just doing streams, then you're going to need a much more CP intensive computer because you're not really storing any memory, unlike me where I like to have the option to do both. So I've kind of got this rig that has a good CPU for streaming and also for building and stuff, which is why you never see any lags in the vids. But also it's got a big memory on here. So therefore it can do the best of both worlds, because I wasn't really sure what I wanted to go into. I just wanted something that would like last a long time and be multi-versatile. But it's been an incredible year. It's just fun. And I would one main massive bit of advice as a consumer of social media, and as just a general person, and also like a content creator, separate your like social life. Sorry, wait, hold on. Separate your like social life from your gaming. Like, do not let these two collide. Don't post like, I'm on Twitch now, come join me, come on Twitch now, come join me, like all the time on like the main feed. Okay, in the stories, fine, because it's just like the people are actively looking for it. But there's like one or two guys that I know just constantly post that they're streaming, and you see it. It's got no likes, no nothing, no engagement, and people are probably just unfollowing it and unfollowing your whole life because you keep posting about the same old that you're on Twitch, come follow me, I'm on Twitch. It's just like people like, I mean, my father is a very good example of this. People who post like 4 times a day. 4 times a day. Like, no. So don't do that. Separate your stuff. And this is what I do in real life. This is so Badge of the British has a separate social page. They're my actual socials. There we go, we'll put that there. Can they get to that one? Yes, they can. So that's like probably a really good bit of advice, because you don't want to lose friends and alienate people. Like that would probably be the worst thing that you could do. We need to make room for... Ah, there we go. I mean, you can do it, by all means do it, but like, just bear in mind that there's going to be a certain percentage of people who, like, people aren't going to want to like help you on your way and follow your dreams and everything like that, because they're just not interested. Like, I know tons of people that aren't interested in this game or like gaming in general. I mean, they'll support me all the way, don't get me wrong, they'll, if I needed them. And I also find like if you ask friends to like help you out like this, they'll say, "Oh yes, they'll follow your channel," and then 2 days later you get like an unsub, and you're like, eh. So don't bring your friends and family. Try and make it stand on its own 2 feet first, and then like go after the friends and family. Like I wouldn't even target them, because that's kind of like that multi-level marketing stuff that you see some people fall into. I mean, it probably sounds harsh, but like Badger's harsh but fair. Uh-oh. Did not want to do that. Oh, no. You know what, that's cool there. That can just absolutely stay there if it wants. We need to improve the entertainment value in this park, though. So we're going to bring out another chessboard. Perfect. And that should do it for the entertainment value in this area. But yeah, no, you're seeing this more and more in real life. Like my friends who've got kids and stuff, they now have separate instas for their actual family feed, and then their friends' feed is like a completely different thing. So that's just probably a new trend going on. But that's one thing I would urge you desperately to do, is to set up your own independent socials for your channel, and then you can blast away all day on there. You can blast all the time that you're streaming live and new episodes coming back, because you know people signed up to see it and watch it, and you know you're not losing friends or alienating people, and you can talk about your hobby and passion all the way with like-minded people. Like, you got to remember that there's going to be some haters out there who's going to be like seeing this and just, you know, using it as ammunition. I mean, I don't keep those kind of friends, but you've got to remember there are some nasty people out there. But not to put you off, you should always follow your passions, whether it's golf, fishing, or anything like that. I was very close to joining the local Rifles and Pistols Association. Very close to that. Even like it was like millimeters away before I was like, no, I actually don't want one of those in my house. I just preferred going to the range and using theirs. But you know, don't let anyone stop you doing your passions, but just don't throw it in people's faces like I'm going over the top about this point. Oh, ah, hell yes. That is looking good. Once that's covered with a few trees, that will look brilliant. Can we push it in so it looks a little bit less weird? Like that. There we go. Perfect. Hey man, how's it going? I wonder if I write back. because sometimes I don't know. There's like sometimes a delay. Ha. Um, but yeah, definitely going to be branching out into something. I was meant to be doing a Fable thing, but that kind of fell through just because I was trying to get the line up and running. So yeah, so year on I did Portsleydale 1.0, and then the computer died, which is kind of like watching a rocket that you've built, prepped, and spent all this money on, and then suddenly like gone into thin air. So then we got the new machine, the brilliant machine, the lovely machine down here, which is really awesome. And why is there so many people getting sick? Anyone who gets sick in my city, they get their house taken away and it gets turned into a business. Probably adds to the problem, but you know, less sick people. So we're just waiting on. If we lower this, then we'll get more people. Surely. That's how it works, right? And yeah, so then we started the Achievementville, which is absolutely brilliant. I love that series. It's a lovely little series, just going through every achievement, often like hacking the city and causing massive death waves and things like that. And obviously we did that live stream, 24-hour live stream for the MS Society over there. Big props to them. I'm going to be running the marathon for them later on. So we did the 24-hour live stream for that. And that was a really good, decent challenge. For us. So let's have a look. Yeah. Oh, we're almost there. And then we kicked off with Portsleydale over here. Lovely big city. That's coming in. And I think I should put a local line in here, really. Just so the workers can get to like the factories. And then this would be like a very unique train line in here. So obviously we've got to open up this square, which will be like the next episode. And obviously the main thing that makes the channel is the actual person behind the camera and the desk, and because that's who you come to see. So obviously I've got tons of work to do in that department. That's probably like one of my weakest areas, I would say, is the keeping people entertained and occupied. It's probably like the weakest part. Almost there. 500 to go. No, maybe not. Almost there. Let's start using props. I mean, I don't know. If you'd like to point out what you think is my weakest part, I would love to know. It'd be absolutely genius. Opening myself up to criticism here, which is rare for nowadays. You come on, I can take it. I'm a big boy, so hit me with your best shot, people. Just going to be placing more of these out here. Just really want to make this like look like kind of lived in. What tree did we say it was? It was this tree, wasn't it? So we kind of bring in this tree. We do want some other trees in here. Just to bring in that like variety. And there we go. Climbing frame 1. Cool. Let's get that going. Oh, is that the biggest thing in this pack? Okay. See, this is why the cities one is really good. Oh, that'd be wicked if that. Oh, that actually fits in there. These honestly, I do not rehearse any of this. If I rehearse this stuff, it would be a lot better. Okay, maybe not, but still, like, that is ridiculous. Okay, fine. We will do that, and then let's have a look, see if we can get some props. What can we put? That ice cream truck. An ice cream truck outside a playground. It's probably the most classic marketing scheme you've ever seen, isn't it? There's always an ice cream truck outside one of them. And then just to bring the playground to the outside bit there, we're bringing one of those there. One of these in here. Bringing a couple more trees to finish off the area. And like, I've still got lots more to like learn about this. Like, definitely get some pink trees down. Who doesn't love a pink tree? So, like, what lockdown hobbies did you guys start? Because obviously, this you're watching my lockdown hobby slash retirement dream. This is what I want to know is what your lockdown hobby slash retirement dream is. Answers on a postcard to PO Box. Um, there we go. We're gonna place that there. Just give it a bit of flavour. Don't like that. I wonder if we can like change that a little bit. Oh, there we go. That is better. That is so much better. Oh, that is going to take some time, ladies and gentlemen. So we are going to fly over to here. And I think like one of the most like I say like you shouldn't invest in a hobby too much unless you really enjoy it. And coming over here like it refuels my passion for when I did the when I come back to this, I'll put a link somewhere in the very top over there of the card where I did like how to make a festival area. And that was absolutely brilliant video. Loved it. And lots of students, lots of students. And, you know, using these as kind of, you know, where to help like the disabled and the not well. Okay, that's kind of weird. Where like people who are like who are visually or you know where those kind of guys like stand. That's like a genius idea. And then you got like the glamping coming off there. And just you know creating little stories for little areas like the very glampeteers, whatever you want to call them, like over here in the little huts away from the generally unwashed like the great unwashed. That's it. Oh, need to give them a little path. Priority guests, that's the word I was looking for, sorry. Just finish off our row of glampers. Oh, because so many people have visited this over the years, as soon as you put the fun up, it's just going to explode. That's what's going on right now. And then, you know, having these as like the fire towers, where you get a Reading Festival as well, looking over people here. And they're just keeping an eye on security tent, and like having one of these is like the, you know, this is the BBC camera towers about like what's going on the main stage over there. You're just using a bit of like imagination to like really bring like an area to life. And then obviously if the festival's growing, we're going to need more tents. Like many more tents. And where do I see this channel in like a couple years time? I don't know. I do not know. I don't know what game I'll be playing. I don't know what thing I'll be doing. But as long as I'm having fun and there's generally a consensus that it's all good, then I will continue. I mean, I'm going to continue anyway because I'm having a good time. Like those golf clubs ain't going nowhere, baby. Not in my mind. Like this is a very good use of golf clubs. And if you weren't here earlier, golf clubs is a metaphor for me buying a nice PC. I mean, if the closest thing I get to golf is probably Top Golf, but they provide you with like the golf clubs anyway, so if you're not sure about a hobby, rent it. If you want to get a boat, rent it first, and then find out the expenses afterwards. But yeah, it's been a wonderful like 1 year journey, and where are we now? 9 o'clock. I think I've been going for like an hour. Let's have a look down here. Stream time. Stream time is an hour. I'm getting good at this. I'm getting good at knowing when to give up rambling. I mean, I guess there is like a certain like barrier of entry coming into this because you do need like a good PC to do these things, like to do videos and stuff. Otherwise, you'd get bad frame rate or something like that. Which, yeah, because I tried on some other machines that I own and it just didn't work. It was unwatchable, like very unwatchable. Not like cringe-worthy unwatchable like most of my videos, but like actually physically unwatchable. And so yeah, so there's definitely a barrier of entry where you do need to splash out a little bit more on the hard drive and the PC and the hardware and all that. And if you're up for it, you can build that kind of stuff yourself. But I went down the route of I'm spending quite a lot of money on this early retirement present, so I would like to maybe hand it over to the experts. And while we're here, why don't we just jazz up our little festival area over here as well, just to make that a little bit more awesome. So yeah, there's definitely a barrier to entry to get in the first place. You can't just start off with like a £400-500 machine. Well, maybe you could. Maybe that could be a challenge. Someone could prove me wrong out there, and I could shake their hand afterwards and go, "Well done, sir." But like, I mean, £500 for the whole thing is be ridiculous because a good mic itself is probably about a fifth of that. So, and then getting a screen would take up about half that budget, and then you wouldn't have very much left for the computer aspect. But could be possible. No, that's cutting into the rail line. That has to be moved. See, if this is proper vanilla, I would probably just delete that and move it over. What other props can we put down here? What props do you normally find at like festival sites? I'm gonna guess like something in like this, yeah, this region. There you go. This would be very cool to put down somewhere. There we go. Oh yeah, no, I've already done that. Haven't I? What smart? There's no one using this side. No one's using this at all. I mean, can they get to it? Is that a thing? Or maybe it's closed. Maybe it's not up and running yet. That's way too big for this area. Also way too big for this area. Try this, make this look kind of Hyde Park-ish coming in. Just by keep flicking back and forth to trees. So you got your barrier to entry. It's going to be a very slow start with only like, I don't know, 2-3 people maybe watching your videos at the very beginning. Then it kind of kicks up and you have like your really big winning streak days. And then there'll be moments like this week where you haven't really had much of a subscriber change. But it's all good. Because we're not here for that. We're here for the good time. Not well, and a long time hopefully. But okay, why can't the police get there? Should be able to get there. Jazz things up by bringing in a pathway along here. What things would I do differently if I could do something differently? I mean, I'm going to be sounding like a broken record, but definitely get a different mic, maybe. Use a little bit extra cash and just free up a little bit of extra cash and get a better microphone. I think it's probably number one. Is that I would change. Sorry, little blue. Not that there's anything wrong with the blue. It's a great starter mic, but it's just probably the biggest regret that I have. And then probably not, yeah, probably not branching out actually. And doing something a bit, doing another game as well. I think I need to do that. I think that will really. Ah, yes. Got the tree right off the bat. Look at that. I didn't even have to look. That's how much of an expert I've become. Let's see if we can bring in that desire line here. Whoa, there's a tear in the fabric of time. Oh. This is a dicey game now. Oh, probably also not starting a live stream in the evening, for a 24-hour live stream in the evening, because my theory behind that was if you start in the evening and then you go all the way around through the night, through the next day, you go to bed that night and your sleep pattern won't be affected. And no, I was wrong. Very wrong on that. That was a big mess up on my part. So we're just going to pop a little thing like that here just to kind of clean that up. Can we pop a path down here? That's going to be the next question. Yes, we can, but I want it slightly different. Boom. And there we go. We've dressed this kind of area up. Probably just whacking down way too many trees than needed. And also, let's not kid around. Let's fill this that little bit with businesses, just to really make it flush. No, we can't put a pathway under there. And what about like just some little unique thing in the prop section here? Well, there's like, I think it's in generic props, isn't it? That's what I'm looking for. One of these. Just a very generic one of these to go in there. It kind of welcomes you in. Then maybe put another one on the opposite side as well. At just a slightly odd angle. Let's have a look. See if we can get to level 5 by the end of this. Oh, we just need to increase the fun level. Okay, yes, no, that could be easily done. Easily done. Boom. There you go, trampoline park. And we're done. We've made a 5-star video. Well, maybe not a 5-star video, but we definitely made a 5-star park. And once again, these videos are not pre-recorded. This is all accidental. What's going on right here? And we're just going to finish this up. And obviously, I probably don't have the most right to talk about this because I'm not established, I'm small, and this is, I will admit myself that this is a hobby channel. It's not a big thing, but if you found anything like useful in that, hopefully you have found something useful in that rant, hour and a bit long rant, because I'm going to give up in a second because I feel I just keep going over the same couple of points over and over and over again, which is not good. Oh. But I would say, if you want to get into the space, so you're definitely gonna need some money to back you up for it. Like with anything you want to be good at, generally you need a bit of resources behind you. Um, but obviously be sensible. So when like I started my plastering company, I ran it for a fact. I ran it out the back of my Fiesta for a year. No joke of a lie. I ran it all out the back of my little Fiesta, all the bags of plaster, everything, all the materials. Yeah, I didn't get a few contracts because obviously if someone turns up at your house in a civilian car, like you're gonna be like, this isn't much of a tradesman. Um, Even though the plaster was no different to when I had a van, people would go with the fact that I had a Fiesta and be like, nah, clearly something dodgy. Like, it just always bemused me, which is fine. People can think what they want to think. Oh, I just want to get rid of this ridge. How did this ridge appear? There we go. Yeah, the plaster was no different. The people I worked with were no different, but because, obviously first impressions matter. But obviously it grew because it was a great product at the end of the day, and I saved up, got a van in the next year. Okay, most of it was on finance. Like again, like this is mostly on finance, which I pay off a little bit every month. But if you don't have a hobby, like you're gonna go stir crazy, aren't you? Like, I guess there are much cheaper hobbies, like reading. You just need a library card, really, and then like you've got nearly every book on earth from your local library resources. But it just depends. It's up to you what you like doing. And I mean, if you want to get into the space professionally, you're definitely going to need to learn a whole lot of stuff. Like, oh man, like the stuff you got to learn is just tons and tons and tons of bits and bobs, and just getting everything set up and going. And I'm getting there slowly. I'd rather get there slowly and take the hill slowly on that one. That's a weird looking park right there. Let's push that down. Does that help our problem, or I hurt it? And I can really feel my voice starting to go now, so I'm still looking for a silent wired keyboard. If anyone knows where I can get one of them, that would be absolutely top notch and brilliant if you could just let me know where that is. But that's one thing I could improve on, is the actual key. Those look ridiculous in that park. And so there we go. We've got a 5-star park here, haven't we? So we can start to charge a bit more now, can't we? Gotta be able to. Yeah, it's a 5-star park. We could put tickets up to like 35. Boom. No longer like, yeah, we could flesh this out with like trees and stuff. Hey, old rocker. I'm not sure what's better for people. Is talking better, or tapping hello, how are you and stuff? Hold on. Oh, I've got caps lock on for some strange reason. Nah, Mark II Fiesta. Oh my god, I love those things. I think my dad's friend down the street had one of them, and he had it for like ages, and they're an absolute classic. I don't think you can get those nowadays. It's kind of what I'm going for. I have the classic 2010 shape, And I figure if I keep it for another 15 years, I'll never have to pay road tax. See, you got to think about these things. If I change the oil, I check the tire pressure, I have a Haynes manual, have everything. And so you got to keep everything. Like in this room, I keep it all dust free. If there's anything dusty happening, like shredding, that no longer happens in this room. That's another thing. You got to look out for your PC and keep it running in tip-top condition. Always the latest updates and everything like that. That's just little things people don't tell you when you're starting out, is to look after your machines. I also have it like propped up, like the actual desktop. I have the desktop propped up so the fans aren't, it's much less likely the fans are going to be sucking in the dust from the floor. So yeah, that's another like secret I have, which is no longer a secret, but still. I don't think my plan to replace people who are complaining of noise from businesses is working. Feels like the businesses are winning more and more. Let's have a look. Mark II. Hold on, Mark II Fiesta. Is it the same one? Oh, he had the sport version, that was it. Yes, he had the Mark II Fiesta Sport. Oh, it's a beautiful car. I really liked back in the day. I think it was the Renault, the the Renault 205. Like that was like my car, I think. Is that it? No, it's slightly different. I mean, Vauxhall Nova was the classic bad boy racer car back in the 90s and noughties, going into the noughties, but like and it's so weird. Some of these cars are actually faster than their modern day counterparts because they got like less safety features and stuff. So they go a lot quicker than you would expect, which is really, really weird. But obviously it's a lot lighter and I can't see the chat. Yeah, they are going for absolutely silly money. There's a Ford, what's it called? It's a State or something. It was like a classic Ford, and it was going for like 100,000 pound, no, £300,000 a house, and it had 100,000 miles on the clock. Like it was ridiculous. It was just so ridiculous, but it was like good condition, like lovely old Ford. See if I can have a look. Hold on. This is turning into a car channel now. Ford sells for, was it 300,000 I said? Gotta be probably wrong here. There you go, Ford Sierra. That's what it was called. Yep, 33 years old, so younger than me, estimated to sell for £100,000. Yep, right there. Rare 33-year-old Ford Sierra RS 500, claimed to be best one left. Upgrade my audio, so I've got on cardio. So I've decided to upgrade my audio from this Blue Yeti Nano, this like kind of like basic Bish model, and we're going to be going for the Shure MV7. I'm not very sure of that, but like, haha, there's the joke there. But we're going to be going for that because it's plug and play, but it's like medium range, good quality, just plug and play, let it fly audio. Like, honestly, man, I did so much research into audio this weekend that I didn't realize there's just so much of it. There's just so much information that you need to learn. It's a Mark 1. What's a Mark 1 look like? Ah, ha, ha. That was on Top Gear a couple of weeks ago, I think. It's definitely one of these. Definitely one of these was on Top Gear. What was on Top Gear? Yes, that is the one on Top Gear. That was on a couple of weeks ago, driven by Paddy McGuinness, and that was his dad's car as well. So my first car was a Peugeot 106, and if I won the lottery, I would probably get another one because I loved that thing. It was just a good thing to poot around in, and I did everything like kids don't do nowadays. Like, rip out the audio system, whack a new one in, put in speakers in the back and everything, and the subwoofer and lights and what was the boys magazine called? I can't remember it wasn't Nuts. I'll think about it. I think it was NOS magazine, something to do with NOS. And like the first Fast and Furious film came out at that time, and I'm like really dating myself now, as there's been 8 more films on top of that. But yeah, nowadays I have a fire extinguisher, first aid kit, 2 cones, and a and a triangle, warning breakdown triangle, and a hazard jacket, as a high vis jacket in the back. Definitely moving into like my older fatherhood. Better to have it and not need it than to not have it phase of life. And we are coming up to 10 o'clock, which I am gonna shut down. Well, not shut down, but slowly close out the stream, I guess you would say. But yeah, this whole episode has been basically talking about like how things have evolved for me over this past year, from firstly getting like a new PC that broke down instantly and starting that up, which was a nightmare. I mean, that's probably everyone's worst fear, is buying something really, really expensive and it just arriving at your door and then poof, it doesn't work. To the jubilations of having this PC that you're having the joy of watching. And hold on, just noticed something. Is that really basketball? Do they have basketball courts on top of? How do you get the ball back if it goes off the side? I guess that's the tennis court and a basketball court. What are the other little bits? Oh, they're just normal air conditioning filters. Actually, I say that there was that building in London that has a pool that's interconnected between buildings. So where this alleyway is, there's a pool in between these 2 buildings. Which, I mean, I don't know about you, but I would not swim across that. I mean, like 400 foot up high pool tower. Fair enough. Yeah, no, absolute respect. Like, just thought like, yeah, I just thought like I was just rather have it and not need it, and just all the times, just in case, because the car is getting a bit old now. So obviously I am preparing for that, that clunk or that noise or that spring going amiss, and and people are an absolute knobs nowadays, if I'm allowed to say that on a stream. But they are absolute self-indulgent, awful people. Because I was like, when I used to motorcycle to university, like there was this poor lady who was broken down at the side of the road. Everyone's bibbing at her because she's on the dual carriageway, and it's like, seriously, guys, if one of you burly lads, instead of screaming at an old lady, just got out, pushed her car off the road, and helped her out a bit, I'm sure she's going to be number one, delighted that someone helped her. 2, you've done your good deed for the day. And also, the main point is like your problem would be solved. If you would have helped someone out and cleared the dual carriageway. so all the traffic's gone. But nope, nope, no one thinks like that anymore. It's always that person's fault, isn't it? So I stopped on my motorcycle, pulled over, and pushed her off the road, pushed her into a side road, just because, to keep her safe. I got out, she tried to give me money. I was just like, what? It's ridiculous. No, I don't want it. I think it was about 20 quid. It was a good, yeah, it was a purple one. It was the purple one. It was 20 quid. Couldn't believe it. I was like, really? I just pushed you off the main road into like a side road over here. Like, it's ridiculous. Oh, that would be Singapore. Singapore has like ridiculous things like that, like whole forests and trees and things. Because there was that plan to build a park bridge over London, but it got canned because you'd have to pay for it. Um, no, you're gonna get me starting on merge and turn, and people like not understanding the difference between a fast merge and turn and not using both the lanes, and then having a 50-50 A B A. Sorry, getting used to the camera. Having a 50-50 A B A B A B A B, like lanes or 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 slow merge and turn instead of having a load of ones in lane one and then the odd person that comes up lane two where lane all the people at the back of lane one just filtered through, so it was all safe because the motorcyclists come filtering. They should filter slowly down the middle or on the outside of lane one, so it's much safer as a motorcyclist to have knowing that everyone's going to be merging at the one point at the top of the dual carriageway instead of going down then having to slam on my brakes because someone's merging too soon, and like the highway code says do not merge unnecessarily. And anyway, we're not going there. I mean, I could start like an old man podcast, which I probably should. um Grumpy young man podcast. These days kids don't understand the hassle of having to digitally program in your TV. I remember doing that, and I remember I was on holiday. It's still up in the loft actually. The TV with the little screwdriver, and you had to program the channels in. Yeah, that's really dating myself, kids. Yes, we're coming up to like 10 o'clock, so and I've been talking for like chatting nonsense for the last hour and a half. So yeah, I mean it's been so I'm just gonna go into summary mode. Oh, and I really didn't like the experiment last week of doing recording live while streaming live because it just felt a bit cheap and a bit nasty to be like. It'd be like when you watch your favorite film. If you were actually on the set, you'd probably see how boring it was and how all the magic and the intrigue has gone away. I mean, if you want to see how I do things, there you go. You got a great case study. However, probably not going to do that ever again because it just felt wrong. It felt like these live events got cheapened by doing that. So not going to be doing that again. That was like a mistake. So sorry for all that. But well, how are we going to end this? So yeah, it's been a year since I posted my first video, and it's been a wild ride of ups and downs, continually posting with like 2-3 hits of a video for views up to like the biggest one was like 3,000, and now a myriad of views and stuff. But I think if you just persist with something and then work on it, home in your craft, because I'm not nowhere near perfect, absolutely not. But you work on it, you see, you have like a test pilot project for it. You create a prototype for it, and you see that it works, and you've got a case study for it, that you've got grounds that this thing will actually work, and this is currently working, because it's done better than I ever thought it would. We've got to 156 subs at the moment, and oh my god, this live stream actually has 5 likes. That's insane for me. That's rather insane. And yeah, I would say go easy. Don't do what I did and go into debt. I'm still paying this damn machine off, and the screens and stuff. So I'm still paying that off and doing that, but I wouldn't recommend doing that. I would say acquire these things over time if you can, and yeah, just build up slowly and slowly. But obviously don't cheap out too much. Like this, I would say, while isn't the greatest mic in the world, it's definitely like an entry level mic. I would probably, because the price of mics back then skyrocketed as well, because everyone and their wife was setting up podcasts and things, and because we were all at home, we were in the middle of a pandemic, so we had nothing better to do but do our own little podcasts and things like that. So you couldn't get a mic, you couldn't get computer chips. I remember the guy said, I wanted a lower version of the chip I've got in there, but he was like, they're all sold out. It's going to be a couple months before a chip comes in, or they've got a better chip. It's going to cost a little bit more, and you can have that today, but you're going to have to pay more money for it. I'm like, oh, okay. So either wait 3 more months for the cheaper chip, or shell out a little bit more, get the more expensive chip. So I got the more expensive chip in there, because, I mean, it was locked down. I needed something to do. Don't judge me. And yeah, I mean, and if you have to overspend in that way, like on a chip or something, then you find like cheaper alternatives. Like this desk is, like I said, it is a door, a couple of wood studs, all cut together using, tools in the garage and screwed together, and it's perfectly fine. You would say it looks different, but you wouldn't actually. Yeah, no, you wouldn't say notice it too much. And why does it keep dipping down? Oh, yep, no, it's still got 2 people. And yeah, obviously when you're a one-man band, you have to think about everything. It's not just simple as like plug and play and hit a record button, like even OBS, which is quite simple to learn. You have to keep playing with it and making everything better over time. Let's go to Badgerton, where it all began. And even now, my little silent mouse has decided to forget how to zoom in. There we go. Oh, I forgot where I was. Yeah, you'll find like it's not going to be perfect. I think I have 3 or 4 mouses now. I think I'm going to give them away to the local school or charity shop now they're back open, and so they could be reused and rehoused. Because finding like the mouse I had was good. Like I just thought it's just a regular mouse, but when it came on and did the editing and stuff, you can go back and you listen, you hear the in the background every time I click the mouse. So now I have this like Logitech silent mouse, which is brilliant. Like you can't hear it. Oh, let's watch wildfire. Maybe I should build an extra fire station, seeing as we do have like our main export is wood, and you need to place these down near a river source, and we're going to put this out the way actually. There we go. And they can go help with that. Oh, for you not being used, we can get rid of that. Anyway, yes, I need to wrap this up because I need to go to bed because we've got works tomorrow. So I'd say, like, obviously follow your passions, follow your dreams, but obviously make sure you're not like overspending or buying like buy from the correct seller. Like, I really wish I avoided PC specialist like the plague and went straight to my local place. But no, I mean, you live and learn, don't you? And I will never use them again. And I will never say a nice word about them because obviously their customer helpline is a premium line, which is not nice when you've already been kicked in the face and you paid so much for a machine. Then yeah, you're going to find out little things on the way, like the mouse situation, and then you're obviously going to need to learn so much about everything, like all the audio problems that I've had. Like, you're going to learn things like mic gain, dynamic mic, composure mic. There's going to be a myriad of mics as well. That's what I spent the whole weekend looking into all the different mics that are out there because there's tons. And there's ones for this, and there's ones for that, and there's this, and it does that, and there's crazy amounts. And then even the Brio, I was just like, I needed a camera, and I didn't know which one to get. So there was like loads of like people like, I like this one, I like that one, and this one does this, and this one does that, and it's just like, I just want ease of life, and this one's really, really good for that. So I recommend that. But obviously this is more of the high-end scale, this Brio. But yeah, if you're going into streaming, you're going to need a good camera like this. And obviously you're going to learn across the way, like how I've done this box. Really proud of that. This is the first time I've done this, and this is tonight. So very proud of my little box of me being in here. Probably a little bit more than I should be. Proud of that. Without repeating myself, what can I go over that you probably need to do? Yes, definitely keep your social medias separate if you're going to be doing this full time. Keep it separate to your like normal socials. Otherwise, you're going to find you've got like lost a load of friends and followers, or people just aren't following your feed anymore. And yeah, don't treat it like an MLM and just having to get your friends in on it, because you'll find that they'll just like they'll go along with it just to start with, but they will unsubscribe and come away quite naturally over time. So just let it grow like organically. Just be yourself. I've not tried to put on a false facade. I think who I am right now is kind of who you would meet down the pub right now. And yeah, just have fun with it. And honestly, if you're not having fun with it, just try something else. Try golf or maybe fishing as a hobby. But like at the moment, I'm currently loving it. Don't know what game to play next. Had that cheeky all-nighter on Jurassic Park World Evolution because I saw the second one is coming out. So I'm definitely going to be doing something along those lines because I love that game. I think it's a brilliant game. I mean, flawed. It is a flawed game, but I love that game. And so yeah, I'm gonna end it there. Thank you, Old Rocker, for your lovely comments. Great chat. Oh man, I mean, I'm getting that Shure microphone, so hopefully you could like help me out and say if that's a good microphone or not, and just hit me up after this. But yeah, you'll get there. Just keep putting money aside. Obviously, I'm a single income, no kids, so that kind of helps when I don't have when you're always the godfather and never the actual father. Really, really helps to have a little bit of money, spare money. And obviously, I've tried to quit drinking less, so I try and like manage the budget in different ways. So like I kind of say, hey, I'm not going to go out on the razzmatazz tonight. I'm going to put that money towards a Brio or a Shure or something, and just keeping in good form, or I'm going to do like some extra work. Transport Fever is a good one. I do actually have that downloaded. So maybe next week, instead of a Cities Skylines stream, we'll do Cities Skylines player plays Transport Fever 2 for first time, or something like that, and you can just watch me play a game that I've downloaded but never played. That's a lie. I think I've gone in once and I didn't really understand it. So we could probably do that next week, which would be hilarious as an episode, because I don't think I'll get very far. But yeah, that's it. It's coming to 10:15 now, so I'm just going to stop, quit rambling. I'm going to say thank you guys for watching me. Thank you for joining, and I will see you guys on the next one. Have a lovely day. And isn't this little box brilliant? This is brilliant. Like, this is, I'm learning all about this. Just going to show off right now and be like, so this is my little box. This is my big box. This is my little box. This is my big box. Little box, big box, little box, big box. I need one of those streaming keys. Like, you see, I haven't got all the bits yet. I've got the great background. Well, it's kind of cluttered. It's my work mug. My work mug is behind me. So we've got all this. This doesn't really matter. This is kind of like a facade, especially when you can get rid of it like that and have like a smaller area. And then, oh yeah, lighting as well. Lighting is a big thing as well, because there's a key light here, and I knew nothing about key lighting. And this is obviously blue to give the background a bit of color. So if I've just wrecked my set, so thank God we've finished this. But if I turn my natural light on, this is actually a white room, and there's a white background. And the reason for that is because I did think about this when I set it up, and you could like change the colors in the background by having a white background with the black thing. You can like easily manipulate, and obviously Pac-Man here looks a bit more yellow than normal, and obviously this is covered up in the background here because it's got work stuff on it. So yeah, that's a good thing. Think about your background as well. And I mean, this is just a novice saying all this, so don't take my words too seriously. But generally, oh, we've got more people at the very end. Very strange. Yeah. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to stop rambling because my voice is gone. And hopefully you've got some sense out of this. If you want to ask me any questions, I'm all on the socials. And I'm all on the socials if you want to catch up with me. Links down in the description down below. And yeah, I think I am done for the day. I'm going to go get some sleep, fix my key light, and I will see you guys next week or on the next one. I'm not going to actually record a new episode until I get the Shore, which is coming back tomorrow. So I'm just going to be slamming up the socials and, you know, just hitting out the marketing out there. And obviously I'm going to need your helps because new audio system, a new thing. And good night, God bless, and I'm going to stop rambling. Have a lovely day tomorrow,